Contributors. The contributors listed below generously volunteered their time and effort to assist the authors in the development and writing of this volume's 30 chapters. The policy views and reform proposals herein are not an all-inclusive catalog of conservative ideas for the next president. Nor is there unanimity among the contributors or the organizations with which they are affiliated with regard to the recommendations. Mark Albrecht, Chris Anderson, Office of Senator Steve Daines, Jeff Anderson, The American Main Street Initiative, Michael Anton, Hillsdale College, E.J. Antoni, The Heritage Foundation, Andrew Art Arthur, Center for Immigration Studies, Paul Atkins, Patamac Global Partners, Julie Axelrod, Center for Immigration Studies, James Bacon, James Baer, Stuart Baker, Steptoe and Johnson LLP, Eric Baptist, Alliance Defending Freedom, Brent Bennett, Texas Public Policy Foundation, John Berlau, Competitive Enterprise Institute, Russell Berman, Hoover Institution, Sanjay Bhagat, University of Colorado Boulder, Stephen Billy, Susan B. Anthony, Pro-Life America, Brad Bishop, American Cornerstone Institute, Willis Bixby, WWBX LLC, Josh Blackman, South Texas College of Law, Jim Blue, Defense of Freedom Institute for Policy Studies, Robert Bortons, Classical Conversations, Rachel Bovard, Conservative Partnership Institute, Robert Bowes, Matt Bowman, Alliance Defending Freedom, Stephen G. Bradbury, The Heritage Foundation, Preston Brashers, The Heritage Foundation, Jonathan Bernitsky, Athos, Kyle Brosnan, The Heritage Foundation, Patrick T. Brown, Ethics and Public Policy Center, Robert Burkett, ACLJ Action, Michael Burley, American Cornerstone Institute, David R. Burton, The Heritage Foundation, Jonathan Butcher, The Heritage Foundation, Mark Busby, Busby Maritime Associates, LLC, Margaret Byfield, American Stewards of Liberty, David Byrd, Korn Ferry, Anthony Campow, Center for Renewing America, James J. Carafano, The Heritage Foundation, Frank Carroll, Professional Forest Management, Orrin Cass, American Compass, Brian J. Kavanaugh, American Global Strategies, Spencer Chrétien, The Heritage Foundation, Claire Christensen, American Cornerstone Institute, Victoria Coates, The Heritage Foundation, Ellie Cohanum, Independent Women's Forum, Ezra Cohen, Elbridge Colby, Marathon Initiative, Earl Comstock, White and Case LLP, Lisa Carenti, Center for Family and Human Rights, CFAM, Monica Crowley, The Nixon Seminar, Laura Cunliffe, Independent Women's Forum, Tom Dans, Amberwave Partners, Sohan Dasgupta, Taft Stettinius and Hollister LLP, Sergio de la Peña, Chris de Ruyter, National Center for Urban Operations, Corey DeAngelis, American Federation for Children, Caroline DeBerry, Paragon Health Institute, Ariel Del Turco, Family Research Council, Irv Dennis, American Cornerstone Institute, David Deptula, Mitchell Institute for Aerospace Studies, Donald Devine, the Fund for American Studies, Chuck DeVore, Texas Public Policy Foundation, C. Wallace DeWitt, Allen and Overy LLP, James D. Payne, The Heritage Foundation, Matthew Dickerson, The Heritage Foundation, Michael Ding, America First Legal Foundation, David Ditch, The Heritage Foundation, Natalie Dodson, Ethics and Public Policy Center, Dave Dorey, The Fairness Center, Max Eden, American Enterprise Institute, Troy Edgar, IBM Consulting, Joseph Edlow, The Heritage Foundation, Jen Ehlinger, Booz Allen Hamilton, John Ehret, Office of Senator Josh Hawley, Kristen Eichheimer, The Heritage Foundation, Robert S. Eitel, Defense of Freedom Institute for Policy Studies, Will Estrada, Parents' Rights Foundation, John Fear, Center for Immigration Studies, Baruch Feigenbaum, Reason Foundation, Travis Fisher, The Heritage Foundation, George Fishman, Center for Immigration Studies, Leslie Ford, The Heritage Foundation, Aharon Friedman, Federal Policy Group, Bruce Fronin, Ohio Northern University College of Law, Joel Fruchon, Ernst & Young, Finch Fulton, Diana Furchtgott Roth, The Heritage Foundation, Callie Gable, American Cornerstone Institute, Christopher Gasek, Family Research Council, Alexandra Gazer, River Financial Inc., Mario Garza, Patty Jane Geller, the Heritage Foundation. Andrew Gillen, Texas Public Policy Foundation. James S. Gilmore III, Gilmore Global Group LLC. Vance Ginn, Economic Consulting LLC. Alma Golden, the Institute for Women's Health. Mike Gonzalez, the Heritage Foundation. Chadwick R. Gore, Defense Forum Foundation. David Gortler, Ethics and Public Policy Center. Brian Gottstein, the Heritage Foundation. Dan Greenberg, Competitive Enterprise Institute. Rob Greenway, Hudson Institute. Rachel Gressler, the Heritage Foundation. DJ Gribben, Madris Consulting. Garrison Grisendale, American Cornerstone Institute. Joseph Grogan, USC Schaefer School for Health Policy and Economics. Andrew Guernsey, Jeffrey Gunter, Republican Jewish Coalition. Joe Guy, Club for Growth. Joseph Guzman. Amalia Halakias, the Heritage Foundation. Jean Hamilton, America First Legal Foundation. Richard Hanania, Center for the Study of Partisanship and Ideology. Simon Hankinson, the Heritage Foundation. David Harlow. Derek Harvey, Office of Congressman Devin Nunes. Jason Hayes, Mackinac Center for Public Policy. Jennifer Hazelton, Lou Heinzer, Edie Heipel. Troop Hemingway, Personnel Policy Operations. Nathan Hitchen, Equal Rights Institute. Pete Hoekstra. Gabriella Hoffman, Independent Women's Forum. Tom Homan, the Heritage Foundation. Chris Horner, Mike Howell, the Heritage Foundation. Valerie Huber, the Institute for Women's Health. Andrew Hughes, American Cornerstone Institute. Joseph Humeyer, Center for a Secure Free Society. Christopher Iacovella, American Securities Association. Melanie Israel, the Heritage Foundation. Ken Ivory, Utah House of Representatives. Roman Jankowski, the Heritage Foundation. Abby Jones. Emily Cow, Alliance Defending Freedom. Jared M. Kelson, Boyden Gray and Associates. Aaron Cariati, Ethics and Public Policy Center. Ali Kilmartin, Alliance Defending Freedom. Julie Kirchner, Federation for American Immigration Reform. Dan Kish, Institute for Energy Research. Kenneth Oklukowski, Adam Korzeniewski, American Principles Project. Kathy Newble-Kovarik, Sajida Solutions LLC. Bethany Kozma, Keystone Policy. Matthew Kozma. Julius Krein, American Affairs. Stanley Kurtz, Ethics and Public Policy Center. David Laserte, Bakerbots LLP. Paul J. Larkin, the Heritage Foundation. Kent Lassman, Competitive Enterprise Institute. James R. Lawrence III, Envisage Law. Paul Lawrence, Lawrence Consulting. Nathan Leamer, Targeted Victory. David Legates, University of Delaware. Rhett Marlowe Lewis, Competitive Enterprise Institute. Ben Lieberman, Competitive Enterprise Institute. John Ligon. Evelyn Lim, American Cornerstone Institute. Mario Loyola, Competitive Enterprise Institute. John G. Malcolm, the Heritage Foundation. Joseph Masterman, Cooper and Kirk, PLLC. Earl Matthews, the Vandenberg Coalition. Dan Mahler, Heritage Action for America. Drew McCall, American Cornerstone Institute. Trent McCotter, Boyden Gray and Associates. Micah Meadowcroft, the American Conservative. Edwin Meese III, the Heritage Foundation. Jessica Milligan, Competitive Enterprise Institute. Frank Mermut, Orpheus International. Mark Miller, Office of Governor Kristi Noem. Cleta Mitchell, Conservative Partnership Institute. Kevin E. Moley. Caitlin Moon, American Center for Law and Justice. David Moore, Brigham Young University Law School. Claire Morrell, Ethics and Public Policy Center. Mark Morgan, the Heritage Foundation. Hunter Morgan, American Cornerstone Institute. Rachel Morrison, Ethics and Public Policy Center. Jonathan Moy, the Heritage Foundation. Ian Murray, Competitive Enterprise Institute. Ryan Nabil, National Taxpayers Union. Michael Nasi, Jackson Walker LLP. Lucia Niemeyer, the Niemeyer Group LLC. Nazak Nikoktar Wiley Ryan LLP. Milan Mitch Nikolic. Matt O'Brien, Immigration Reform Law Institute. Caleb Orr, Boyden Gray and Associates. Michael Pack, Leah Pedersen. Michael Pillsbury, the Heritage Foundation. Patrick Pizzella, Leadership Institute. Robert Poole, Reason Foundation. Kevin Priskanis, Alimar Health Solutions. Pam Pryor, National Committee for Religious Freedom. Thomas Pyle, Institute for Energy Research. John Ratcliffe, American Global Strategies. Paul Ray, The Heritage Foundation. Joseph Redden, Flexilis Forestry LLC. J. W. Richards, The Heritage Foundation. Jordan Richardson, High Suarez Melville, PA. Jason Richwine, Center for Immigration Studies. Sean Reilly, The American Conservative. Laura Reese, The Heritage Foundation. Leo Rios. Mark Robeck, Energy Evolution Consulting LLC. James Rockus, ACLJ Action. Mark Royce, Nova Annandale College. Reed Rubenstein, America First Legal Foundation. William Ruger, American Institute for Economic Research. Austin Roos, Center for Family and Human Rights, CFAM. Brent D. Sadler, The Heritage Foundation. Alexander William Salter, Texas Tech University. John Sanders, John Locke Foundation. Carla Sands, America First Policy Institute. Robbie Stephanie Saunders, Coalition for a Prosperous America. David Sauve. Brett D. Schaefer, The Heritage Foundation. Nina Aucharenko Schaefer, The Heritage Foundation. Matt Schuck, American Cornerstone Institute. Justin Schwab, CGCN Law. John Schwepp, American Principles Project. Mark Scribner, Reason Foundation. Darren Selnick, Selnick Consulting. Josh Sewell, Taxpayers for Common Sense. Kathleen Scamma, Western Energy Alliance. Matt Sharp, Alliance Defending Freedom. Judy Shelton, Independent Institute. Nathan Symington. Lauren Smith, Skyline Policy Risk Group. Zach Smith, The Heritage Foundation. Jack Spencer, The Heritage Foundation. Adrian Sparrow, U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security. Thomas W. Spoer, The Heritage Foundation. Peter St. Onge, The Heritage Foundation. Chris Stanley, Functional Government Initiative. Paula M. Stannard. Parker Statos, Texas Public Policy Foundation. William Steiger, Independent Consultant. Kenny Stein, Institute for Energy Research. Corey Stewart, Stewart PLLC. Mari Stull, Catherine T. Sullivan 1792 Exchange. Brett Swearingen, Miller Johnson, Michael Sweeney. Robert Swope. Aaron Sabo, CGCN Group. Katie Talento, All Better Health. Tony Tata, Tata Leadership Group LLC. Farnaz Farkish Thompson. Todd Thurman, American Cornerstone Institute. Brett Tolman, Tolman Group. Kayla M. Tonneson, Recovery for America Now Foundation. Joe Trotter, American Legislative Exchange Council. Tevi Troy, Mercatus Center. Clayton Tufts. Aaron Valdez, Texas Public Policy Foundation. Mark Vandroff. Jessica M. Vaughn, Center for Immigration Studies. John J. V. Venable, The Heritage Foundation. Morgan Lorraine Vina, Jewish Institute for National Security of America. Andrew N. Vollmer, Mercatus Center. Hans Avance Bukowski, The Heritage Foundation. Greg Walcher, Natural Resources Group LLC. David M. Walsh, Dakota Group. Aaron Walsh, The Heritage Foundation. Jacqueline Ward, American Cornerstone Institute. Emma Waters, The Heritage Foundation. Michael Williams, American Cornerstone Institute. Aaron Wolf. Jonathan Wolfson. Alexei Woltornist Athos. Frank Wuko, Cesar Ibarra, FreedomWorks. John Zadrozny, America First Legal Foundation. Laura Zork, FreedomWorks.